The Clever Rabbit and the Farmer. The sun had just risen over the far end of the fields, warming the soft grass and waking the little animals tucked in burrows and nests. The world was beginning to stretch and yawn, shaking off the night. In the middle of a wide, open meadow lived a small rabbit named Clover. He was quick on his feet, soft in his heart, and sharper in his mind than anyone ever gave him credit for. Clover wasn't the strongest, and he surely wasn't the biggest, but he was clever, and he used his cleverness the way others used their strength. It was how he survived, how he explored, and sometimes how he helped others when trouble came near. Clover loved his little corner of the meadow. He had a cozy burrow under an old tree stump, with fresh leaves spread across the floor, and a tiny doorway he could slip through faster than any fox could catch him. Every morning he hopped out happily, ready to nibble clover patches and watch butterflies drift above him. Life was peaceful, but as Clover always believed, peace was precious because danger was never too far away. Not far from the meadow lived a farmer named Mr. Walton. He owned acres of land, fields of vegetables, rows of corn, and a barn full of tools and equipment. He wasn't cruel, but he wasn't patient either. When something or someone caused him trouble, he acted first and thought later, and he never took kindly to animals wandering too close to his garden. Rabbits especially. They were always nibbling here, chewing there, leaving gaps in his fields where vegetables were supposed to grow. Mr. Walton had decided long ago that if he ever caught a rabbit on his land, he'd trap it and make sure it never returned. Clover didn't mean trouble. He only wandered near the edge of the farmer's property when the meadow grass grew dry or when the scent of fresh carrots floated too close to resist. He always promised himself he would just look, just peek, just appreciate from a distance. But one day, as Clover hopped along the fence, he noticed something unusual. The gate that usually stayed closed was slightly open, creaking in the breeze. It was like an invitation, and Clover felt his whiskers twitch with curiosity. He knew better. He really did. But temptation tugged at him gently. Just one carrot, he told himself. One carrot could never hurt anyone. So he slipped through the opening, keeping low and quiet, his big ears twitching nervously. Rows and rows of vegetables stretched out before him, carrots glowing bright orange under the sun, lettuce leaves standing full and proud, tomatoes shining like polished red marbles. Clover almost fainted with joy. He hopped slowly, choosing the plumpest carrot he could find. He took one bite, just one, and felt an instant burst of happiness. But he didn't see the shadow behind him. Mr. Walton had noticed the open gate too, and he stepped outside that morning planning to fix it. That was when he spotted Clover, small, innocent, and completely unaware that the farmer was only a few steps away. Mr. Walton grabbed the nearest tool, a wooden basket used for vegetables. He tiptoed slowly, creeping closer and closer, trying not to make a sound. But Clover's ears picked up the faintest crunch of gravel, and he spun around just in time to see the basket swooping toward him. He jumped, higher than he ever had before, but the basket still clipped his side. He tumbled, rolled, scrambled, and made a desperate dash toward the gate. But Mr. Walton was faster than Clover had imagined. He kicked the gate shut with one swift movement, blocking Clover's escape. The little rabbit skidded to a stop, heart pounding. He was trapped inside the garden. "Gotcha," Mr. Walton muttered, breathing hard. "You little thieves think you can just take whatever you want. Well, not today." Clover's heart raced. His paws shook. He backed away slowly, his mind spinning. There had to be a way out. There always had to be a way out. But he was cornered, and even his speed wouldn't help him now. Mr. Walton reached for a crate lying nearby, planning to trap Clover inside of it. That's when Clover realized he had to think, really think, and quickly. His eyes darted around the garden until they landed on something promising, a small patch of the farmer's prized tomatoes. Mr. Walton loved those tomatoes more than almost anything. He bragged about them to neighbors. He polished them, watered them, protected them like they were made of gold. Clover remembered watching him shoo away birds for weeks to keep them safe. So Clover did the one thing that would force the farmer to stop in his tracks. He took a deep breath, then dashed straight toward the tomato patch. Mr. Walton froze. "Hey, not the tomatoes!" he shouted, sprinting after him. Clover didn't eat them, didn't touch them. He simply darted between the rows, careful to run just close enough to make the farmer panic. As Mr. Walton chased him, Clover dodged left and right, slipping between stems and jumping over watering cans. The farmer lunged, tripped, caught himself, lunged again, and stumbled so many times that he began to lose his breath. Clover kept him spinning like he was caught in a dance he didn't want to be part of. Mr. Walton's frustration grew, but Clover wasn't done yet. At the edge of the garden stood a wheelbarrow filled with soil. Clover darted toward it deliberately. The farmer followed, not realizing how close he was getting to the sprinkler line. Just as Clover planned, Mr. Walton's boot landed right on the hose. It shifted under his foot, rolled, and sent him tumbling backward into a shallow puddle of mud. He hit the ground with a loud thump, groaned, and sat there blinking as mud dripped down his arms. Clover used the moment to dash toward a pile of buckets near the fence. One bucket had been left leaning sideways, and Clover slipped behind it. He pushed with all the strength in his small body, knocking it over. It rolled across the dirt, bumped into a rake, and caused another bucket to topple over in a noisy clatter. Startled, Mr. Walton jerked his head up, eyes wide. Clover used the distraction to sprint toward the other side of the garden, where the fence was slightly lower. He measured the distance, not with his eyes but with instinct. Then he ran faster than he ever had in his life. His paws kicked up dust. His ears flattened back. His little feet flew like they were wings. And just when it seemed like Mr. Walton might grab him, Clover leaped, stretching out, heart soaring with him, and landed on the other side of the fence with a soft thud. He didn't stop running until he reached the old tree stump near his burrow. Once inside, he curled up and panted, trembling from the adrenaline. But he was safe. Safe because he didn't freeze. Safe because he trusted his mind when his body couldn't help him. Later that evening, when the sun dipped low and the fireflies began to glow across the meadow, Clover sat outside his burrow, feeling the cool breeze brush over his fur. He wasn't proud of sneaking into the garden, and he promised himself he would be more careful. But he also realized something else. He wasn't helpless. His mind was his greatest tool, and he had used it to survive, not through harm, but through wit and creativity. Mr. Walton never forgot that day either. Each time he passed by the tomato patch or the toppled buckets, he rubbed the back of his neck and muttered, "Smart little thing." He fixed the fence gate more securely and decided maybe a small rabbit wasn't worth all the chaos. As long as Clover stayed on his side of the meadow, the farmer decided they could live peacefully. Clover kept his promise. He stayed away from the garden, not because he feared the farmer, but because something inside him had changed. He understood now that survival wasn't always about running the fastest or jumping the highest. Sometimes it was about thinking, planning, and trusting the quiet voice in your mind that whispered the right move when danger closed in. And every time he hopped across the meadow, Clover carried that lesson with him. Being small didn't mean being weak. Being quiet didn't mean being foolish. Wit could save lives, it had saved his. Moral of the story: we can save lives. Intelligence, quick thinking, and calm actions often help more than strength alone.